Hey everybody, Bearded Rogue here, and I wanted to talk about my quiver. I went to the Origins Game Fair, and I brought my quiver with me, and I wanted to talk a little bit about how it performed, what it did, and why I will always be bringing a quiver to conventions going forward. So, first of all, the only negative experience that I had with my quiver was actually on the way out to Origins. I flew out of the airport in Portland, and when I went through security, TSA had no idea what this was. And rather than just opening it up and looking through it, they unzipped it and proceeded to dump it into one of the plastic bins for additional searches. So all of my cards, all of my tokens, all of my games were in one bin, and I then had to proceed to try to sort them out afterwards. That was horrible. I guess because I packed my quiver so densely, they weren't able to identify what was inside. Large stacks of cardboard apparently look like explosives to X-ray scanners, is what I was told. So keep that in mind. Either don't pack your quiver as tightly as mine, or make certain that you're prepared for that kind of thing to happen. I know other people have had that similar things happen. Nobody else has reported it being dumped completely out. I know that there are some people who've had them opened up and people swabbed the entire inside of it and flipped through every card and everything. So just be prepared for that. That's the only negative I have for quiver, period, on the whole trip. So let's go into the positives, because that's what I want to talk about anyway. So, first thing, this sucker is durable as all hell. It was battered around, thrown across my back, carried from place to place, set on various tables and floors and whatever, and you wouldn't even know it. There's not a scratch on it, not a ding, not a dent, not a mark, nothing. That's pretty darn good. Really good to know that whatever I put in here is actually protected. Again, it's not watertight, but it is really waterproof. I felt no worries about walking through the rain the few times it did drizzle with this and my games inside of it. No damage whatsoever. The zipper is completely concealed. So, like, there was no chance that anything was going to happen to any of my stuff inside of it. So, yeah, that's awesome. The choice of the little hand strap or the full-on shoulder strap is fantastic. Using the little hand strap just to move it around from place to place or to catch a hold of it and pull it to you is great. The shoulder strap is fantastic for carrying it, and it's big enough that you can actually do the over-your-head opposite shoulder carry, which is fantastic. And, like its namesake, you can wear it across your back like an actual quiver of arrows. That is by far what I've found the most comfortable way to carry it, is across your back diagonal. I don't even know it's there sometimes. You cannot put, for me anyway, I could not put enough weight in this thing unless I were to fill it like with solid lead for me to notice the amount of weight that was in it. It's light, it's easy to carry, it's not exhausting. You could carry it all day long, and it would be a little bit more difficult than carrying a wallet or a cell phone or one of the things that you normally would have on you anyway. At a convention, you're already likely to be carrying board game boxes or bags filled with goodies, various things like that, so a quiver is hardly noticeable as far as weight goes. Shortly before I left, let me open this up. Shortly before I left, I acquired some additional dividers for my quiver. So I had the red and the black, which came with it. I like those really well. However, I now also have the new orange and my new official favorite color of divider, and probably what I'm going to get going forward, purple. Those things are fantastic. I found that the divider pack also comes with some of the Velcro dividers, the soft dividers, and I found that I like the harder dividers for separating games, particularly two games that are completely different from each other and have nothing to do with each other. I like those as hard separations between games. The soft dividers, I like those as dividers between games. Like if a game has two different types of cards in it, or game has cards and tokens and you want to keep them separate rather than putting them in the same section. I think the soft dividers are fantastic for that. Both fit inside the case really, really well, and make it very, very easy to determine what you have where. Even as full as my quiver is, I'm not noticing any like bowing or warping or oddness. In that regard, as you can see, it's pretty darn full. I've got all of the welcome to the dungeon and welcome back to the dungeon character tiles down here, which is why my finger's over them so they don't slide out. But everything else that's in here, like, it's jam-packed, as you can see, and I had no problems with it whatsoever, beyond TSA flipping it. And, again, that's not the manufacturer's fault. You know, there's, I wrote about it on Twitter, and they mentioned to TSA, hey guys, like they even took it to heart and said, hey guys, there's going to be a lot of people coming into Columbus for a major convention, and a lot of them are going to be carrying products that look like this. By all means, open them if you want to, but please don't turn them upside down. Hopefully, TSA will get used to seeing things like this in the future. And there will be less issues. I understand their desire to go through it, and I have no problem with that. You know, that's one of the things of air travel. But it would have been nice to not have to spend my time waiting for my flight trying to get everything back in some semblance of order. Other than that, yeah, no complaints whatsoever. This product is amazing. I highly recommend that you get extra dividers beyond what it normally comes with, because it can definitely carry more than that. If you want to be even more organized, it will actually carry full deck boxes, like Ultra Pro style plastic deck boxes inside the quiver, if you want to separate things even further. I would use this for prototypes. It will protect them. It will take care of them. The issue is that, as you can see, it is designed for cards primarily. So if your game has a board, or if you're looking to carry rule books, or various other things that are, you know, 8.5 by 11 or A4 size objects, you're going to need a different case unless you're willing to fold them. You can't fit that in the quiver. If you're willing to fold it, you have to third fold like you would a letter, but it will fit in here. If you aren't willing to fold it, or you can't fold it, then you're kind of out of luck using this. You'll have to find another solution for carrying those separately. That being said, if your games are primarily cards or exclusively cards and tokens, Quiver is a fantastic solution. It's going to protect everything. It's going to be really easy to carry and handle. It's not going to be an issue. I mean, I was able to fit this under the seat in front of me with my BitBox Mobile. Nobody ever said anything to me about me carrying this on with my BitBox Mobile. So this is kind of like a, it's small enough that it doesn't register as additional weight or an additional item to airline companies. I can't say that that's going to be the case across the board, but none of them even said anything about me having it on my person in addition to a personal item. I was never asked to pay any additional fees. You know, it fits under the seat in front of you with no issues. I mean, a laptop is bulkier. So I think, yeah, I would highly recommend bringing a Quiver with you to various conventions and other places, especially if you're traveling by air and space is a concern. I'm very new to this whole flying to convention things. When you drive to conventions, you have a whole car's worth of space, and space isn't nearly as much of a consideration when you're flying. This is a godsend. This is 16 games right now, and that's plenty of games to bring with you, and it's plenty of space for prototypes if that's what you're inclined to do. It'll hold, notepads like the little scout books. They fit inside just fine. No issues there. It'll hold pencils, pens, that sort of thing. I've even seen one person transport a bottle of wine, although I would not advise trying to do that on an airplane. Um, uh, it's something that you could do. So you aren't limited to just transporting board games. I think you can get a Nintendo Switch into one of these, which might be a decent use for it. I like mine so much that I'm actually thinking of getting a second. The little crossed Quiver Bandito thing going on, because it's so useful, and because I like small card games, and games that are in my Quiver get more play than games that are in a drawer or on a shelf. That's just the way it is. It's much easier to pick it up and bring it with me. Much more convenient. I can just leave the games in it and then just grab it and go. Every now and then look at what's inside of it and see if I want to substitute anything new. But yeah, I absolutely love this product. I got mine for Christmas. My mother and father-in-law got it for me, and it's one of the best accessories, like gaming type accessories I've ever gotten. And I wouldn't dream of traveling without it at this point. So anyway, that's it for me. I will, I'm sure, post something else at some point in the future. But for now, Quiver, highly recommended, really good for conventions, really good for air travel. And that's it for today. Bearded Rogue, out.